Hi, I'm Patu from Free FinCal, and in this video, let's take a look at Axis Mid Cap Fund, whether to invest in it or wait and watch. Last week, we looked at Axis Small Cap, and we saw that the fund had managed to protect investors during the fall since January 2018. Axis Mid Cap Fund, also like Axis Small Cap, had done the same. But the circumstances for this are a bit different. This is not. This was started as an open-ended fund in February 2011, I think. Um, so what we are looking at here is every possible 3-year returns for the fund. The red line is Nifty Mid Cap 150. The white line is the Axis Fund, Axis Mid Cap. The pink line is the S&P S&P BSE Mid Cap index. The BSE Mid Cap is the actual benchmark for the Axis Fund. Notice that each of these colored lines has got about 1,367 3-year data points. Notice that the fund had some period of outperformance here, but then an extended period of underperformance here, and only recently, only after the index started falling, has the fund managed to do better, just about a little better over 3-year periods. So this is not exactly consistent performance or great outperformance to speak with. So this is over 4 years, and now you are left with 1,124 data points over each colored line. Again, the Axis Fund has not consistently performed. It's got again the same period of outperformance and then a extended period of underperformance. Over 5 years, because the fund was started only in December 2011, I think. There's not much of data. There's only 881 5-year data points. Again, here there's nothing spectacular about this fund. So other than the fact that over the last 1.5 or 2 years, it has done well to protect losses. Before that, prior to that, it did not have a great past to speak about. So that's very important to understand. You should not get carried away by what you see in the star ratings or what you see in the 1-year window or 3-year window. You should look at it more rigorously, and that's the reason why we always look at rolling returns. So this is the risk. So just like you can calculate returns on a rolling basis, you can also calculate risk or the standard deviation on a rolling basis. This is over 3 years. So over every possible 3-year window, we look at monthly returns and we find out how individual monthly returns deviate from the average monthly returns over every possible 3-year period, and that's how you get these lines. Higher the line, higher the volatility of the fund. You can see that the pink line here is the Axis Fund, and that's kind of significantly lower than the red line, which is Nifty Mid Cap 150, and the yellow line, which is BSE Mid Cap. That's reasonable. I would say that's all right. Of course, it has got a risk which is comparable to Nifty Mid Cap 100, but that's okay. You can't have everything. That's all right. In terms of risk, it's okay, but you can see that its performance is not consistent against its benchmark. So let's find out. Let's take two funds from the mid cap category and compare it. So let's do a peer comparison. For these two funds, I have taken Franklin Prima and HDFC Mid Cap Opportunities. These are two funds that I recommend in my plumb line handpick list of mutual funds. By the way, that's due for an update in October next quarter. That's the last quarter of the year. So in this graph, you are seeing the blue line is Franklin India Prima Fund. The white line is Axis Mid Cap. The yellow line is HDFC Mid Cap Opportunities Fund. Notice that the blue line and the yellow line are have significantly for significant periods of time in the past have been well above the white line, which is the Axis Fund. So it has not really outperformed these standards. These are the best funds in the category. They have a very long track record of good performance. This is over 3 years. Again, over 5 years, you can see that the white line is always either significantly below or just about close to the blue line or the yellow line. So in terms of peer comparison, Axis Mid Cap does not have a favorable comparison to Franklin and HDFC Mid Cap funds. This is over 4 years, and finally, this is again over 5 years. It is not really done well. So this is a problem with the Axis Mid Cap. So I think in the sense that Axis AMC as a whole has kind of rejigged its investment strategy, perhaps. That's my impression, just to handle the overvalued mid cap and small cap space. And they have done well since January 2018 for Axis Blue Chip. For the same fund manager is handling Axis Blue Chip as well, and he has done well since he has taken charge of this fund in late 2016, if I'm not wrong. So Axis AMC as a whole has revamped, seems to have revamped its strategy, and has come out shining since January 2018. But prior to that, they do not have a good record, at least in this fund and in the small cap. Perhaps in this fund at least, small cap we have to look carefully because it is a closed-ended fund. So I would say that current investors can stay in this fund as long as they are happy with the performance. They can continue investing. But new investors should not consider this fund, at least at this point of time. They should invest in some other mid-cap fund if their portfolio needs a new mid-cap fund. Not because they want it, their portfolio must need it. Um, I think you should, as an analyst, just let this fund go. Let's wait and watch it just from on the sidelines without any actual interest of putting money in it. Let's wait from the sidelines and see how this fares, and then take a call, because I think this fund needs more time to prove itself. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. As always, if you have any comments, suggestions, please leave them below. Have a good week ahead, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.